There was this guy that kept sending comments under one of my videos, and he was saying that if it was true that people who are gay or lesbian should all be together, then what would happen to babies? And why are you encouraging people to be gay and lesbian? Because if you keep thinking that way, then everybody will start thinking that way, and the world will no longer exist. And I replied to his comment under my video. It was one of my social media accounts, and I posted a video. It wasn't here on YouTube. It was on one of my other social media accounts. But I went on and I replied to his comment, and I said, that not everybody is heterosexual, and everybody is not required to be in a heterosexual marriage, and that lesbian, gay, and LGBTQIA plus people exist. And so he does reply back, and he says that you don't need to think that way, because if you keep thinking like a lesbian, then we won't have any more women to have babies. And what happens to the men who can't get women pregnant? And so I replied, because it's like all of a sudden, he keeps asking questions. And now I'm not someone who has an issue with answering a person's question, but I also know when and when not to interact with someone. And so I did reply, and I said that I am a lesbian, and I said most women are heterosexual, and they can continue to procreate. So he responds back, and he says, I went to physics class, and my physics instructor taught me that opposites attract, and that's exactly what happens between men and women. Opposites attract, and there is no other way that this can happen. Nobody is supposed to be gay or lesbian. And so I didn't respond to his comment, his reply, because I already knew that at that point, my intuition was right, that this guy has his mind already made up, and he's annoyed by the fact that I think like a lesbian. And so he already believes that women should subject themselves to men and have babies with men, and that they shouldn't be lesbian. Even though I clearly explained to him that most women are heterosexual, and that procreation continues on. The world has not ceased to exist. But in his mind, he thinks that all the women in the world are going to start being lesbians. And, I proceeded to block him because I don't allow people who have antagonist views about lesbians or gay, bisexual, LGBTQIA plus people to pollute any of my statements or my beliefs by continuously denouncing and overlooking the truth. They will leave these type of comments and replies because they believe that lesbian, gay, bisexual, LGBTQIA plus people are not allowed to think the way they should think. They think that we should all be robots, be heterosexuals for the sake of men. So he clearly doesn't like the fact that I think like a lesbian. Now, I never said that women should think like me, a lesbian. I never said that. I've never said those type of statements, but yet he was absolutely sure that I was causing women, all women, to think like a lesbian. And what was so ridiculous about his statements were he just couldn't accept the fact that women like me could think like the way I do. When I made it clear to him that I am a lesbian and that most women are heterosexual. But he has this illogical thinking of a male that all women should resort to whatever a man commands a woman to do, which is have babies, because he kept on focusing on women should have babies for men. Women should be with men. He completely disregarded the fact that lesbians exist. He completely denied the fact that there are lesbians. But he continued to ask me questions. And this actually shows you that people are not asking, and specifically, these heterosexual males are not asking lesbians a question because they want to learn from lesbians. These are rhetorical questions. These are questions that they are challenging you on because they want to change the thinking of a lesbian. These males, these heterosexual males, they want to pretty much remove the brain of a lesbian woman and convert it into a brain of a heterosexual woman who is programmed by a heterosexual man. Bottom line, because he never accepted my lesbian perspective. He already clearly watched my video because he responded to a video of mine. Now, this video is on YouTube, but sometime I may share clips on other social media accounts of mine. And so it was like, a clip of one of my videos. And he listened to my video, of course, but he just couldn't accept the fact that I think like a lesbian. So that's why I titled my video, Don't Think Like a Lesbian. But this is not a statement from me telling you to literally don't think like a lesbian, because I literally have a question mark and an exclamation mark there. Because how dare you tell me, a lesbian woman, don't think like a lesbian? How dare you think that you can silence me? But this is what these males do. They don't like the fact that I can use my platform to express my lesbian thoughts. They hate it. Most men think women should be silent, that women should shut up. They don't think that a woman should speak. And when they are able to exercise some sort of control, they like to attack whatever you post, whatever you say. They want to attack it. They want to discredit it. And when they ask you questions, it's not a question for the purpose of a conversation. It is a question to convince you that you are not a lesbian. And also, they want to send a message to all women that you better not think like a lesbian. You stay in your place. You better continue to be with men and sleep with men and have our babies. Because that's what he was telling me. He got blocked. He definitely got blocked. So you won't be able to see the statement. I mean, you probably saw, whoever saw the comments at the time, they just saw it. Because like I say, I was answering his questions. But when I saw that he was the type of male who did not respect lesbians, and specifically he was disrespecting my social media platform, he had to go. He had to go because I don't allow that nonsense around my social media platforms. Like, if you come to my territory, you come to my space, and I don't literally mean my space, but see, if I had a MySpace, like the MySpace back in the day, it would be the same mentality that I would have. You don't come and tell me how to think. You don't tell me what to do. I am my own woman, and I am a lesbian. So don't you ever think that you can tell me to stop being myself, because I will never listen to you. You see, I don't have a problem with people not accepting me, because a lot of heterosexual males or just heterosexual males and females, they think that I take an issue with me not with. They think that I take an issue with them not accepting me for being a lesbian. I absolutely don't care that you don't accept me for being a lesbian. I don't care that you do not approve of who I am, because I am God approved and I accept myself. But the issue that I do have with heterosexual people is when they try to tell me that I shouldn't be who I am. See, that's when you've crossed the line. That's when you totally have disrespected me. You don't ever tell someone who they can't be. And that's a problem with a lot of people. See, they're quick to tell you who you will never be or who you can't be. And that's when you are in trouble, because you're controlling or attempting to control someone. I am not to be controlled. I'm going to continue to be myself, and I am going to think like a lesbian because I am a lesbian. And if you don't like my lesbian perspective, my lesbian thoughts, if you don't like what I post, if you don't like my videos, you don't have to click. Because see, you have to take an action to literally listen to my videos or even read my posts. You can keep scrolling. You can act like you don't see it. But if you take the time to listen to my video, watch my video, read my posts, and then you literally take time to get on your little keyboard or your phone keypad to object whatever I have to say, well, now you've opened yourself up to whatever I decide to tell you. And if you don't accept it, well, who cares? Because you have not changed me. And you definitely haven't changed my thinking. And you're not going to change the thinking of all the lesbians in the world or even all the women in the world. Even though you have every intention to do so. But you won't do it on my platforms. And that's why he got blocked. Don't think like a lesbian. You see, one thing I really do not tolerate is a male giving orders to a lesbian woman about who she is and who she can't be and who she's not. And that's exactly what was going on. I mean, he's a male, a heterosexual male, and he's telling me how to think. He's telling me not to think like a lesbian. And he was also telling me that I am polluting other women to think like a lesbian. For one, he's a liar. And secondly, women have a mind of their own. And thirdly, if he was minding his own business, then he wouldn't have to worry about women who don't even want him. Because I don't want him. And I'm pretty sure there's other women who do not want him, because if he had a woman, he wouldn't be worried about a lesbian posting a video on social media talking about what a lesbian talks about. No, he would be occupied with his woman. But he don't have a woman. That's why he was telling me, oh, you need to have babies with a man. Now what the world? See, this is just a little bit too much here. Not only is he telling me that lesbians don't exist, but he's literally telling me that I need to be sleeping with a man and having a man's babies. See, this is what's going on out here, ladies. You have these males, these heterosexual males, who want to control your body. They want to control who you sleep with. And they want to change your sexuality and control your sexuality. And they want you to obey men, to submit to men. That's really what's going on. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. This is this is why I love being a lesbian, because I do not desire being with a man at all. And the more I hear guys like this male heterosexual telling me to don't think like a lesbian, the more I hear guys like him talk, the more I appreciate being a lesbian. I am Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share the video, and think like a lesbian, because you are a lesbian.